Hi, my name's Lee Matthews and I'm a physiotherapist, and this is Pilates, Rehab, Relax. So don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel for all of our latest content. So before you begin a workout, you might be interested to find out some of the key things that are important to Pilates. So the first element I'd like you to focus on is centering the pelvis. So throughout my workout, whether it's in standing, seated or laying, what you'll find is that I keep on talking about centering your pelvis. And what I'm referring to is if I sit sideways on and move my arm out of the way, if I go into a slouch, if I tilt my pelvis backwards, that goes against the natural curve of the spine. So I've gone to the opposite curve. The spine is normally just a gentle, soft inward curve, and when I slouch, when I go into that what we call a posterior tilt, I go in the opposite of that. So slouching is not great, and it puts a lot of strain on the back as well, so not great. And with this exercise, with Pilates, we want to keep it in a nice neutral position so we don't put any undue stress and strain on things. The opposite is also true. We don't want you to go into this overcorrection. So if I sort of sit in a sergeant major position, I go too far the other way. So whether you're standing, whether you're seated, whether you're laying, I want that nice sort of soft, gentle curve of the back there, that centered pelvis. The second thing I want you to focus on is posture. So there's a few things to be aware of with that. First of all, it's that nice long spine there. So if you imagine you've got a helium balloon on the crown of your head pulling you up, that lengthening occurs between the tailbone and the top of my head there. So what I don't want you to do is a poking chin. So again, this kind of goes hand in hand with that pelvic position. If we go into a slouch, inevitably we end up in a poking chin posture, and that's not great for our neck, it's not great for our back. So good pelvic position, but good posture throughout. And that starts with the spine, but what I also want you to think about is your shoulders. So with my shoulders, what I'm looking for is nice wide collarbones there. So again, it's not poking your chest out as far as you can, it's that nice wide collarbone position. And it's almost a bit like I'm trying to put my shoulder blades into my back pockets. So these shoulder blades here, it's like we're trying to post them into the back pocket of your jeans maybe. So again, have an awareness of shoulder posture. And the other thing as well is when we go to do our movements, when I go to move, I want to avoid flaring from the ribs as well. So as I get overextend, there's a temptation to try and commit as far as you can with the movement. Actually, I'd rather you move less, but maintain the control through that movement there. So the second element of Pilates is that focus on posture. The third element that we're going to get you to focus on is that activation of the core muscles. So people often use the term core muscles. We know we activate them with things like the plank. Pilates is a much kinder way of exercising than doing just the plank, and it engages these muscles through lots of gentle, controlled flow movements. So if you're looking to try and work out what those core muscles are, if you pop your hands either side of your tummy button, so if my belly button's here, I'm just going to go a few inches either side of that and just gently apply some pressure there. If you go to cough, so if you laugh, what you'll find is that those muscles just tense up slightly. Now, with the exercise that we do, I want you to try and actively engage that muscle. So it's a little bit like you're trying to draw your tummy muscle back in towards the spine. Maybe a bit like you're trying to do up a really tight pair of trousers. Maybe if you've got a favourite pair of trousers and you've got a little bit bigger than you realise, and when you go to get them on, you just have to draw that tummy in to zip them up. That's exactly the same thing. So when I talk about engaging your core, when I talk about zipping up, it's that reference to drawing these muscles in. And that movement is a gentle one. So it's a 3 out of 5 contraction. It's not a 5 out of 5. If you find that you're bracing your tummy muscles, if you find that you're stopping breathing, then you're not doing it right. It's a much gentler thing than that. It's that gentle drawing in between the belly button and the pubic bone there and maintaining that throughout. And it's a little bit like the tower of a crane in a building site. So if that tower was weak, then the crane might topple. And in the same way, if we can keep these muscles nice and strong, then it can help you with exercise, it can help you with sport, it can help you with your daily activities, like when you lift up the laundry basket or go to carry some shopping even. So there's a reason we talk about these things, because these muscles are vital for our health and well-being. They help us with our daily activities. And even if you aren't young and healthy, even if you're older or you've got wear and tear changes of your back, having strong muscles around here can significantly help to improve people's symptoms. The fourth element I want you to focus on is engagement of breath. So again, don't get too caught up in this to begin with. If you're new to Pilates, just focus on the movement and the centering. But as you get better at it, alongside finding that posture, maintaining that core control, with a lot of the movements that we do, I want you to focus on an outward breath. So it might well be as I go to move that I do an outward breath, because we know that as we breathe outwards, we tend to engage these muscles slightly more there. So have that awareness of your breathing perhaps as you get more used to your practice. The other thing that we focus on with our Pilates is very specific controlled flowing movements. So controlled flowing movements would be the fifth element I'd say that's important to focus on. So as we do the movements, again, I'll focus on doing an arm movement here. I want there to be a consistency to that movement, an isolation to that movement, so we maintain control throughout. We're not trying to sort of wave and wobble about. And if you find that's the case, it might be you just have to kind of rein in your practice a little bit and do a little bit less to begin with. Build up your strength, build up your endurance, and hopefully then you'll build on that sound foundation, is something you can then build much more effectively on. So that's an introduction to Pilates. Enjoy your workout. Hopefully, you work a level that's right for you, and in doing so, you'll get some benefits from it. So good luck, guys, and thanks for watching.